Hi, guys. Today we're intimate. We're just thinking, those thoughts you have before you go to bed. For me, I'd say it probably takes me, wow, I wish the camera was up there instead of down there. But then the speaker would be down there. Ugh. Let me try to look at you guys. Goodness. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, usually it takes me like hours to fall asleep. I've been trying to learn how to sleep on my back. And it works sometimes. Like sometimes I'll wake up and I'll be on my back. But I do know I'm turning multiple times in my sleep. I don't fall asleep easily. Too many things are going on in here. My dreams are too real. Sometimes I'll be dreaming and I'm like, is someone writing this down? Unfortunately, I guess the person that's supposed to write it down is me. And then I have to write those down and display them places, and it's just so much work. I don't know. There's some dreams that are going to become a reality movie or something at some point, but some of them that are just weird. A dream I had recently, it was so strange, guys. I was sleeping and I was myself, but not really. Like I was a character. Like I don't think I was supposed to be Sailor. I was supposed to be Amanda or Abigail, or I'm just thinking of A words, A names. A character, okay? And the reason I say that is because she looks nothing like me. In fact, I feel like the girl was Japanese. Yeah, I was in a manga / anime kind of vibes. Sometimes it was manga, like it was still frames, and sometimes it was animated and they moved. But I feel like it was mostly black and white or very desaturated, cool toned colors. And at some point, the girl, she goes to sleep. And she knew to be afraid. She already heard things. She already had a really feeling. But she decides, I'm going to go to sleep. And so she goes to sleep in the living room. This is important because people were uncomfortable in the living room. Everyone knew there was something in the living room. And as she sleeps. And she tells herself, don't open your eyes, just sleep. Don't open your eyes, just sleep. Don't open your eyes, just sleep. And of course, she opens her eyes. And she's like, okay, there's nothing there. Until suddenly, multiple heads, like bodies, pop out. Like people just pop out and give her a dead lead stare. Around the couch, because I guess this living room has 2 couches. And as she's doing it, she's moved. She's paralyzed. It's like sleep paralyzes. And she cannot leave. And she's like, wake up. Her thoughts are saying, wake up, wake up. Her mouth isn't moving because she's stuck. Wake up, wake up. That's me saying, wake up. And so instead, she's like, okay, just hum. And that's when she says, like, I know it's a dream. As I'm dreaming, I'm like, I know this is a dream because I'm not me. I'm this character. So she's saying and I'm saying. She's not telling me because she's a character. But we're both saying, wake up. This is too weird. Wake up, wake up, wake up. And the only way we can think of waking up is like, okay, we need to wake ourselves up by noise or something. So we're going to hum. Because, sometimes I'll do deep breaths and I'll be like, move. I get sleep paralysis a lot where I'm just stuck. And it's so scary every time and I hate it. It especially happens if I'm super tired and I woke up and then I go back to sleep and then I wake up again and then I can't move. And it's like, I don't know what it is. It's like my brain woke up before the rest of my body is. And so then I had to manually breathe. I'm like saying, until finally I can go and just move again. And so anyways, I'm dreaming in this dream and I'm like, okay, hum. And so I'm like, in my dream, until finally I'm waking up by actually humming. And I wake up by and I literally am humming in real life. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the first time it's ever worked. Because I've told myself to do that a couple of times. And the humming doesn't always work. Sometimes it's like, okay, decide really hard you want to move. It's weird. It's scary. Oh, I hate it so much, being paralyzed. Anyways, those are some of the thoughts I've been thinking. I've also been thinking about, like, humanity. I'm so deep, guys. I'm so deep. But for real, humanity, guys. I think I want to do an actual other podcast episode about this because I am kind of sleepy because I am supposed to go to bed soon or, like, right now. But I'm often thinking oh my goodness, what are we going to do? I think that so often. I feel like I've mentioned once my biggest fear is the end of the world. Like, it shakes me. It shakes me. But I like to think that that won't happen soon. And there's so much of life I can't control. And so sometimes I'm like, well, while I am here and the things I can control, it feels like I'm not controlling it enough. Like, it feels like I'm not doing enough. And it feels like that a lot of us aren't doing enough. Like, I think of like artwork. And obviously, I'm not one of those people saying real art is dead. I'm not saying that because I don't think that's true. I think people are really here. But sometimes I think people are more obsessed with visions and aesthetic and money and power and convenience that they forget the whole reason we have artwork. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hear people say, I would make this if I had a bit more money. But the point of art isn't, some things are expensive to make, but some things aren't. And that's like the point. Like, when you think the oldest art we have, the oldest stuff we have, it's the stuff that was in cavemen's cave. You know what I'm saying? And what was that? It was, from what we understand, it was just to reflect what they saw. And then they reflected what they believed. Like, when you see some somewhat like religious looking stuff in cave walls, like maybe they believed a mammal was going to save them, or like whatever, I don't know. Or like the moon especially, yeah, like things like that is all very reflecting to me of like how early humanity was. And it's interesting now that I'm afraid 100 years from now, because I don't think humans are going to last another 100 years. No, I do. I've changed my mind. I hope they do, because that means my kids, 100 years from now, that means my kids, pretty much, my kids or my kids' kids won't get to live a full life. And I hope if humanity needs to end, I'd rather it be my great kids, because I'm not close to them. Because my kids, I'll know. My grandkids, hopefully I'll know. My great-grandkids, there's a chance I'll know them too. My great-great-great-grandkids, that's neither here nor there. Like, hopefully, maybe we figure something out. But if not, then I'm long gone by then. Which is also scary. It's scary to think about the future. But my point is, I don't know if we have anything amazing to kind of show off humanity at this point. And I guess like the biggest idea is like what we're making now to reflect humanity tends to be weapons of mass destructions rather than things to create. No one is building beautiful churches anymore. And because like you can say what you want about religion and whatever, but like it was beautiful. All these, and it's kind of reflects what people thought of religion at the time period. And so it's kind of unfortunate we don't have anything like that now. Not saying, we do have like technical things. We have media, right? We have animation now. They didn't have that 100 years ago. They didn't have animation the way we have it now, right? We have animation now. We have film, television, photography, all that stuff. It's not as tangible as the older arts is, though, and that is unfortunate. I think that often. And I guess, painting on a canvas, it's only going to last for so long if people bother to care about your canvas, So I get it. I understand why people, like, aren't worrying about creating something that's going to last forever, because a lot of things don't last forever. But a lot of things do last forever at the same time. I'm just yapping, you guys, okay? There's not a theme in this video. I'm just yapping. But, like, the things that will last forever is, like, a plastic Target bag drifting through the wind, waiting to start again. But for real, like, plastic is going to take forever to biodegrade. Even after my great-grandkids, the plastic bag I use today will still... My great-great-grandkids, the plastic bag I use today will still exist. That fucking sucks. That's what we leave forth from our generation. No beautiful cave art plastic bags. Yikes. And people get mad that they're spending 10 cents on a paper bag. I'm like, I'm sorry, what were you going to use your 10 cents for? What were you going to use your 10 cents for? To buy a dildo and shove it up your ass? Fuck you. Give me 10 cents and I'll give you a bag. Christ. I've always been fine paying for bags. It's annoying, but I'm like, it's probably more annoying that I'm not bringing a bag. So finally, I started using reusable bags. And I've been using them again. So woohoo. Though one of my favorite reusable bags have broken. I think I could fix it again. Or maybe I'll just make it into like a cat bed. Because my cat does like jumping in it. So I'll probably just do that. Because it's really annoying when a bag falls, like rips from the bottom. And then you have a bunch of groceries on the ground. And you're like, wow. That's how my day's going. That's something else I'll say. Maybe the whole reason I'm talking about art and stuff is because I feel like I've been less creative. I've been going out there now. I've been taking photos. I've been doing makeup. I've been posting all the fucking time. I've been doing that stuff. But sometimes I'm like, okay, how do I really let everyone know exactly how I feel right now? And I know that's like maybe that's something new. Like this whole need of letting everyone know how you feel. But that can't be new. That can't be new. Then why the hell do people write poetry? What is poetry if not saying, listen to me and my feelings? I mean, it's the same thing. And even the whole documenting yourself, the whole vlogging thing that seems so voyeuristic, is that the right word? And weird, isn't particularly new either. I mean, Kevin Akron was known for vlogging. If you've seen the Kevin Akron documentary, he was doing that before YouTube. There's something interesting about people, the man, right, wanting to be seen. And I think it's like maybe a loneliness thing. And here I am talking to you guys, propped up on my bed on the side as if you're my lover. And we're having this deep conversation before we drift to the dreamland. But I feel like it is kind of important. I mentioned it briefly in the To Yawn, or maybe I mentioned it a lot. I don't know. I didn't rewatch that video. But in the Do You Ever Yawn video, which I assumed was going to get more views, but no. I feel like it's because my thumbnail is stupid. I'm going to remove that thumbnail. I'm going to redo the thumbnail. I'm not going to redo it. I'm just going to let it be generated, auto-generated. Whichever screen freeze they want to pull from the video, that's going to be the new thumbnail. Over it. I'm done with this aesthetic bullshit. Because it's so annoying to walk on a thumbnail and then get nothing from it. So I'm like, you know what? Why am I walking for thumbnails? Watch the video or not. At least for podcast episodes. For everything else, I don't know about that. But yeah, it was like talking about this whole vast loneliness thing. And that's the only time I'm lonely is when I'm alone. And, you know, I obviously have other people. And I have friends and I have family, and that's great. But when I'm by myself and really by myself, there's like nothing to speak over all the thoughts going on in my head. And the thoughts are so loud, and I can force myself to dream, and I can tell myself to think, and I'll be talking to myself, and it's full conversations. But sometimes talking to yourself in full conversations kind of further the points that this is your own mind. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm in my own mind for too long, it makes it feel like other things aren't as real. And I need to just be reminded constantly that things are real. You know what I'm saying? I used to be, when I was younger, I would repeat the phrase, I think therefore I am, I think therefore I am, repeatedly, because I was so afraid that if I stopped saying it, I would cease to exist. I don't know what I was on as a kid. I guess not much has changed, because I still do sometimes utter, I think therefore I am, I think therefore I am here. And I only do it when I'm alone. When I'm around other people, it's annoyingly how real I am. Does that make sense? Unless if no one's talking to me, and then I'm like, oh wow. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag? Maybe that's another reason why I'm interested in having a boyfriend. Though, like I've mentioned only a billion times in other episodes, is I am not, looking. In fact, New Year's resolution, no men, no men. I'm over them. I'm over them. I am so sleepy. This is perfect. I hope I fall asleep as soon as I'm done recording this. I hope I click this button and right away, instantly. It better happen. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping for the best. And if anyone thinks I'm high or drunk or something, I just want you to know this is totally sober me. Imagine me when I am high or drunk and I'm going to bed. It is the worst. That's one thing I do hate. Because I enjoy getting high, enjoy getting drunk. I enjoy going out with my friends. But then when the night ends, and once again, you're totally alone, and you're in this bed, and you're like, okay. I also want to say, I have cleaned everything in this bed except the pillowcase. Clearly, and that's why there's no pillowcase in here, okay? But my face is cleaned, and the pillowcase will be cleaned tomorrow. So I will have a pillowcase again. But what is worse, sleeping on an actual pillow or sleeping on a dirty pillowcase? Exactly. Unfortunately, one of the days I took a nap and I still had makeup on. And then I was like, oh, I can never sleep on this pillowcase again until after I clean it. And so I'll clean it tomorrow, I swear. Probably. I have so much laundry I need to do. Lamb just got out of the restroom. What the fuck? It's like he knew. Is she going to bed? Does that mean she's not going to clean the little box again? Yes, that's what that means. It means I'm not cleaning the little box. Can you hold it until the morning? No, I think I'm going to shit right now. It's fine. The smell goes away. It's like, using the restroom. Except for humans, we can flush. And so when you flush, the smell goes away. What do cats do? They kick it under some litter. How sanitary is that? I saw one person on the internet teach your cat how to use the restroom, like flush the toilet and everything. And I was like, that's crazy. And I would never teach my cat how to do that because it freaks me out a little bit. I don't like animals acting like humans. Even the whole teaching your dog how to talk, like the button thing, I was like, you're teaching them too much. Like, that is a dog. Let the dog be a dog. He doesn't need to be able to talk to you this well. Like, that's weird, There's that something's wrong with humans. They want everything. And they want everything to be just like them. And the dog, what did the dog end up doing after he learned how to talk? He freaked out. He got an existential crisis. He gave this dog an existential. Oh my God, I need to go to bed. Existential. It must be existential. I'm spelling it out in my head. I feel like that's how you say it, existential crisis. Now thinking of it, sometimes there's some words that I just read and I don't read aloud. I need to go back to reading aloud. Like, when you're a kid and you have to read aloud in class? I need to start doing that again. And I need people to be in class to correct me anytime I mess up. I know. Where's your hair cover? I don't know. I can't remember where I put it. I don't know. I wore it when I took a nap today. It was like a 30-minute nap, and I took it off and I put it somewhere, and I don't know where that somewhere is. And so it's fine because tomorrow morning I have to wash my hair anyways, because as you can see, this style is worn out. This style is me picking my hair out and then patting it back down. But I don't like picking my hair every day, and I've been wearing a hat because it's been freezing outside. So I'll oil my scalp, and then I'll put a hat on and just, like, whatever. Except today, I did not oil my scalp. I just put a hat on, and then I went out, which means I have to wash it and oil and everything tomorrow. But it's going to be so cold. I hate washing my hair when it's cold because I'm like, ugh. I'm cold now. I'm extra cold because my hair is wet. Because I'm black and my hair is like a sponge, guys. It's a sponge. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, being alone. It would just be, it's not, yeah, to be seen, to be heard, all that stuff, right? My name is, pause and think about that. I was going to say, how does that connect? I don't feel like thinking about that. But I don't feel like thinking about that. That's funny. My sister's name means pause and to be heard. No, not paused, to be heard. Anyways, just random thoughts here. But yeah, to be listened to. I don't know. I have this just entire need. Being alone for so long sucks. I keep going to my friend's house, even though it's such a slipping hazard sometimes. And I'm like, wow, I should not be on the road right now. But if I'm not at my friend's house and I'm not at work, I'm just here. And I'll be on the phone sometimes for hours. And then as soon as I'm not on the phone with them with someone again, I'm just here by my lonesome. And so I'm kind of happy in that way that I'm doing this whole dry January and everything. No drinking, no smoking, no coffee. No coffee, guys. Nothing. Though I can have black tea. I've had chai tea recently because, I mean, come on, guys. I need to make it through the day. And so now that it's been snowing and everything, sometimes I'm like, oh, this would be a fun day to like get it nice and warm. Like, what is it called? A mule to drink, something like that. It's like warm wine. I'm like, this would be nice to have a warm wine, or to go outside and smoke or like something fun like that. But other times I'm like, no, why would it be fun? Because you're by yourself. And drinking by yourself and smoking by yourself is fine. Like sometimes it's fun. It's like whatever. But oftentimes I don't like it because I can FaceTime someone. I have people who smoke with me online or something, or I can go to a friend's house or whatever. But then you go back home and you're alone again. And so because of that, sometimes I'm like, I don't know, maybe I just won't ever drink and smoke again like the way I used to. Never was a crazy person or anything like that. A crazy person. Not saying if you smoke and drink, you're crazy, but you get what I'm saying. I was never like doing it all the time. Except sometimes I would. I never drunk all the time. But like during summer, I definitely did smoke a lot. But never more than once a day. But I think smoking once a day is pretty much is a lot. And I would get off of work and then I'd be like, okay, I'll have 2-3 hits and then I'm chilling. And then I'll take a nap. And then I'll wake up and I'll go about my day and do whatever I was doing. But anyways, the whole point is doing that by yourself, it just sucks. It just sucks. I'm so tired of me, so tired on my own. I can't remember the whole words. Clearly, you can't, Sayla. No one thought you knew the words. No one thought that. You did not have to clear that up for the audience. But yeah, #real. #real. Maybe that's another reason TikTok is so popular. By the way, are you on Red Notes? I think I'm going to start doing Red Notes to see how it is. Because I'd hate to join the new next, like, big-time app when it's too late, And I'm missing my chance to become the next Charlie D'Amelio or something. Isn't that crazy? She did some dance, and now she's a multimillionaire. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's fine. My life will go the way it needs to go. I've been very excited about seeing how everything happens. But sometimes I'm also just like, things just have to start coming for me. Because I was in a time when I was hustling a lot, and I feel like my hustling was going unknown. I think some people knew, but like, I wasn't really benefiting from it. I mean, I was able to pay my bills. That was the benefit. I was able to pay my bills on time or ahead. And so that was really cool. And so I learned how to work full-time job and to go to school full-time. I was working full-time. I went to school full-time. I was working full-time and I went to school full-time. Okay, all those part-time students who are telling me how hard it is, I went to school full-time. I went working full-time. And so that was a good skill to develop. And so now that I'm not doing that, I have so much more free time. And so maybe that's another reason I'm thinking a lot. Though when I was in school, I did think often. Well, I didn't think as much, but when I was thinking, it was only bad thoughts. I was just like, how am I going to make it through today? How am I supposed to wake up tomorrow and do the same thing again? Yeah, once at work, I went outside to the back of where I worked. I bent over and I just started crying. I was like, oh my God. And nothing had happened. No customer was mean to me. I was just like, oh my God, I'm doing this again. And after that, I've just decided I will never work a job that just makes me miserable like that again. I just don't see the point. This is why people kill themselves. I mean, like, to be frank and everything, I wouldn't do that, but like, obviously people do. And you think about corporate America and all that stuff, and they tell you, like, no, but you're doing it for good. You're making money. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. But I don't know if it's that good, because it's not like when you're making the money, you're like using it on anything fun. You're paying your bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It just wasn't like, I just didn't find it that worth it to be that miserable. Now, of course, if I liked my job, when I liked my job, it was fine. But as soon as I stopped liking it, I was like, okay, I should have left much sooner. And I want to do that now, these days too. Not me like saying you just give up, right? Like, obviously, I mean, I still worked at the job long enough to make sure my bills would be paid and stuff. But I'm about to fall asleep. I definitely don't want to get to that headspace again. And right now, I'm not at that headspace. I'm just now so poor, so broke all the time. And so now that's what I need to be depressed about. Not working as much, but super broke. And then I am still working a lot. Like, my schedule kind of be crazy. My schedule kind of be crazy. And the money doesn't reflect that all the time, and that part sucks. Sometimes it reflects it, but often it doesn't. And I'm like, damn. And I'm like, it's just like this whole job hunting era. And it's like, oh, well, this is what you have to do for your young 20s. And I'm like, I just want to be in my mid-20s then. Is that when you're telling me everything works out when I become 25? Then let's flash forward there. Or what if you guys just told me exactly what I need to do? And they tell me some things, and I'm just like, okay, you didn't hear me though. I just said I didn't want to be miserable. So why are you telling me miserable things? Like, get a job there or do this. And I'm like, ugh. And I do it. I'm like, I obviously I'm trying to make money, so I do all of it. But I want the one point where, like, I would love to just like get a big break or something. Just like something. And it's so annoying. And maybe that's another reason why it's so hard for me to fall asleep. Because I'm going to go to bed and then I'm going to wake up. And it's going to be another day. And I'm like, oh my God, nothing has changed. Is tomorrow going to be the big day where something amazing happens? What are you standing there for? I don't know, for something amazing to happen, I guess, or whatever the kid says. But for real, when is something going to happen? I mean, anything. Not anything, but you get it. It's like, if it's going to be love, and I get, maybe that's another reason why I am a romantic, because I'm like, I feel like it's probably going to be easier for me to find a guy I like a lot than me to get a job that I like a lot. And so every day I hope one of the two things will happen. The job thing, I definitely need to get back at grinding, I guess, and, start writing and entering into competitions and all that jazz and hope for the best, even though you have to pay to be in these competitions. And I'm like, oh my God, but I don't have money. I'm trying to get the money. I don't have the money. And and half the time I'm like, ugh, but I didn't write anything good enough to win. So why am I even paying you guys to do this if I know I didn't win anything, but I'm just paying you guys to do it anyways? And it's just so, I've got a defeatist attitude right now, I know. And I had the nerve to say something about artists in the beginning. Artists are having a hard time right now because of the way art doesn't pay anymore. Or did people ever get really well paid for art? I don't know. I feel like, but that's another thing. I'm trying to be less worried about money, which is very hard to be worried about when the world revolves around and everything is so fucking expensive. Everything is so expensive. And every month I just have to hope I'm going to make enough every single month. And I'm just like so over being that way. And I'm just like, okay. And then the loans and everything just building on top. And I'm like, I'm being squished under this need for money. And it's like everything else is now secondary because of that. And so obviously trying to claw my way out of that. I'm like, okay, well, let's just hope that something happens, anything happens. What's the most common, what is like the most bottom like thing that could happen? You run into a guy. You run into a guy, you like him, and months later, you can have these conversations with somebody who's lying in front of you and who can say, yeah. But like, yeah, like not just, yeah, but like, yeah. You know what I mean? And then I wouldn't have to pull my phone out as I'm trying so hard not to fall asleep, but I slowly falling asleep to talk to a bunch of strangers on the internet. But it's okay. I kind of enjoy talking to strangers on the internet too because, you know, y'all be real, especially in the comments. Sometimes you guys comment amazing things, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you guys are real. That's another thing because I'm always afraid, do I really exist? But you guys remind me, okay, period, I do really exist. I'm not going to cease to exist because people saw me. Anyways, I'm so sleepy. Follow me on Sailor Movie Baby everywhere except Twitter. I don't have a Twitter account. Or maybe I do, but I just be stalking other people. I'm like, you said what? And then I go on Twitter for 5 seconds. And then I log out of it again. I'm going to check out Red Note. I think my Red Note account is Sailor Movie Baby. If you want to follow me there, I'll probably start posting maybe by the time this video is out. Okay. Good night.